of the previous fiscal. Among the export earnings, the agricultural sector saw a positive growth of around 16%, while the manufacturing sector grew by 15.60%. However, leather and leather products exports experienced a slight decline among the major export categories. Businessmen said November's exports grew due to holiday demand related to Christmas. They said if business is allowed to continue as business, this trend of increasing export earnings will increase further. The 6th National HR Convention was held today at Southeast University in the capital today. Federation of Human Resource Organizations FBHRO, the apex body of human resource management and development professionals, organized the convention. Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Advisor Muhammad Fawzul Kobir Khan inaugurated the convention. Daffodil Family Chairman Dr. Muhammad Sabur Khan, Southeast University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Yusuf M. Islam and Public Administration Ministry Senior Secretary Mukhlisur Rahman, among others, were present in the event. BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Khondukar Musharraf Hossain has called for unity, leaving behind differences to resist conspiracies of the accomplices of the fascist Sheikh Hasina's government. He said fascist Sheikh Hasina and her accomplices are hatching anti-state conspiracies staying in India. Khondukar Musharraf Hossain was addressing a discussion as chief guest at the Jatiyo Press Club today, marking the fall of autocratic ruler Irshad on December 6 and observing Democracy Day. Former Dakshu VP Amanullah Aman presided over the discussion. Former Dakshu GS Khairul Tobir Khokon and the BNP leader Habibur Rahman Habib, among others, spoke in the discussion. The speaker said the interim government has to go for election quickly after reforms. The government should emphasize reforms in electoral process, they added. Now, international news. Israel's assault on Gaza continues, including an attack on a residential building in Beit Lahia in the north, which has killed at least 15 Palestinians. Amnesty International has accused Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in its war on Gaza. In new findings based on witness statements, footage analysis, and statements by Israeli officials, the International Rescue Committee IRC warns that bitterly cold weather in Gaza is making conditions harder for forcibly displaced families struggling to survive in makeshift shelters without warm clothes or blankets. Israel's attack in Gaza has killed at least 44,612 Palestinians and wounded 105,834 since October 7, 2023. Meanwhile, Lebanon's health ministry said 5 people were wounded in an Israeli attack near Bin Jabil town as a ceasefire with Hezbollah holds despite numerous truce violations by Israeli forces. More than 4,000 people have been killed and 16,638 wounded in Lebanon in Israeli attacks since the war on Gaza began. Thousands of people have fled the Syrian city of Homs as anti-government forces push their lightning offensive further south towards Damascus. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said that thousands of Homs residents started fleeing overnight towards the western coast, where embattled Syrian President Bashar al-Assad still maintains control as the rebels advanced. Islamist-led rebels are now just 1 kilometer from Homs. The rebels seized Hama to the north on Thursday, a second major blow to President Bashar al-Assad, who lost control of Aleppo last week. French President Emmanuel Macron said he will name a new prime minister in the coming days after Michel Barnier resigned following a no-confidence vote in parliament. In a 10-minute address to the nation on Thursday, Macron rejected opposition pressure to stand down, vowing to stay in his post fully until the end of the mandate in 2027. He thanked Barner for his dedication during his brief term as Prime Minister and accused the French far right and hard left of collaborating in an anti-republican front to bring down the government. French MPs voted overwhelmingly to remove Barner on Wednesday, just 3 months after he was appointed by Macron. South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol ordered the arrest of his own ruling party's leader Han Dang-hoon when he declared martial law on Tuesday night. The National Intelligence Service Deputy Director said the arrest list also included as well as 3 opposition lawmakers. The revelation came as the country's political parties held emergency meetings throughout Friday, with MPs planning to bring a vote to impeach Yoon. The motion, which is scheduled for Saturday, will pass if 2/3 of MPs vote for it. The opposition have a majority in the 300-seat parliament but need the support of at least 8 ruling party MPs to secure the 200 votes required for the impeachment motions to pass. In the first clear sign his own party may now vote with the opposition, the leader of Yoon's ruling party called for his swift suspension on Friday, saying he posed a great danger to democracy if he remained in power. Han Dang-hoon, chief of the People Power Party, had earlier in the week said his party would not support the opposition's impeachment motion. But on Friday, he announced there was credible evidence that Yoon had ordered the arrest of key politicians, including himself, on anti-state charges on Tuesday. Back to the national news. The prices of onion, sugar, chickpeas and winter vegetables have started declining in the market. However, the prices of most daily essentials, including fish and meat, have remained unchanged. At the same time, soybean oil has mostly out of the market. Consumers have urged immediate initiatives to normalize the supply of essential food products, including edible oil. Even though the government has taken steps to lower the price of edible oil by reducing import duties and taxes, the lead traders claimed that they are not receiving even 10% of the necessary oil. Consumers said that there is always a trend of creating artificial crisis and price manipulation by a group of traders centering single or multiple food products. They called upon the authorities concerned to take strict measures to curb this trend. And now news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast Bangladesh defeated Pakistan by 7 wickets in the first semi-final of the Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai. Bangladesh will face India in the final on December 8. Batting first after losing the toss, Pakistan Under-19 team were all out for 116 runs in 37 overs. Iqbal Hossain Imam took 4 wickets for 24 runs. In reply, Bangladesh Under-19 team scored 120 runs for 3 wickets in 22 overs, 1 ball. Captain Azizul Hakim scored an unbeaten 61 off 42 balls for Bangladesh. Iqbal Hossain Imam was adjudged man of the match. Meanwhile, India Under-19 team defeated Sri Lanka by 7 wickets in the second semi-final in Sharjah. Australia are trailing by 94 runs against India in the first innings at the stumps of the first day of the Adelaide Test. At the end of the day, the Aussies scored 86 runs for 1 wicket in the first innings. Earlier, India won the toss and elected to bat first. They were bowled out for 180 in the first innings. Mitchell Starc took 6 wickets. India are leading by 1-0 in the 5-match series. New Zealand are trailing by 194 runs against England in the first innings at the stumps of the first day of the Wellington Test. At the end of the day, the Kiwis scored 86 runs for 5 wickets in the first innings. Earlier, England were bowled out for 280 runs in the first innings after losing the toss. England are leading by 1-0 in the 3-match series. And to end the bulletin headlines once again. Hindu, Buddhist and Christian leaders of the country are embarrassed by anti-Bangladesh propaganda in Indian media. They urge the media to present real scenario. Export earnings continue to be buoyant. Earnings were around $4.12 billion in November. Apparel sector accounted for $3.3 billion. Prices of vegetables including onions and sugar started to decline in the market. Displaced Palestinians in Gaza live in inhuman conditions due to lack of warm clothing in severe winter. Israeli attacks continue in Gaza and Lebanon. And Bangladesh beat Pakistan by 7 wickets in semi-finals of Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai to reach the final. Bangladesh will face India in final on December 8th. And that's all from the news for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. Dear viewers, we invite you to watch our next news at 11:30 in Bangla. Till then, Khuda Hafiz.